What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm Just United. We're back for the Brentford preview. We're heading away to the Gtech Stadium on Saturday. It's early kickoff, so make sure you're awake, supporting the team. I'm joined by Peter and Jay, as always.
What are we saying, people? Listen, we got the win against Chelsea. Now it's time to keep that momentum. You get me?
Yeah. What's good, people? Back again. Hopefully, we can get the number over Brentford. I know they haven't lost at home yet, but there's always a day.
Always a day.
100%. And I'm looking forward to this game just because, you know, there's a lot of things that have gone well when we played against Chelsea. I just want to see us carry on improving, seeing a little bit more progression, and I want to see us hopefully, you know, dominate them because they've lost their manager in Thomas Frank. He's gone to Spurs. He was in for Mbeumo, but he said no. So take that L, yeah. Hopefully take another one on Saturday. But yeah, they've employed their set piece coach as their manager, which, you know, you'll see in the way that they like to set up a little bit later. You can basically tell that he's a set piece coach and how he likes to set them up. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the game and what you're looking forward to?
I think coming off the back of the Chelsea game, a good 3 points, a big 3 points to win. We showed signs that the football is coming together. Things are starting to click. I think Brentford, who've not had the best start to the league, and also they've lost some big players. You talk about your Mbeumo, your Wissers. Norgard was a big player for them to lose in the midfield. I think there's a real opportunity.
Where did he go again?
I don't know, some small team.
Some
team that never really challenged.
Okay. Yeah. Is that a team that always finishes second?
They wear red or something. And yeah, listen, we've got an opportunity here to really, again, build on that momentum, get ourselves into that top four race early. These are the games early on we need to be getting the 3 points that we weren't last season or season before. Yeah, we've got the chance. What about you, Jay? What are you thinking?
You know what? Brentford at home, they're a difficult team to play against at the minute because they haven't lost, but their away streaks has been abysmal, to be fair. I think they lost against Forest and I think they lost against Fulham. So they've got vulnerabilities at the back, and this is something we can exploit now that Cunha's back. You know, he's a problem for any defence, any midfield. He is a threat, and he's unpredictable, kind of left, on the right, so I can see him causing some problems. And with Mbeumo, again, he's just upsetting back lines left, right and centre. So, you know, him with Ahmad and Dorgu, I'm looking to see what that attacking line can do.
Yeah. Mbeumo return as well, man. I think he's going to be on it to score some goals. And I mean, he's probably the best start for an attacker so far that we've signed. And he's going to be sharp, man. He just looks quality. He looks so good on the ball, composed, always looking up, always looks like he's going to do something, man. So I'm excited in that team.
I'm really excited as well for Mbeumo because, you know, obviously he's got his move to United. There's obviously question marks over, you know, is it the right move for him? Should he have gone to Tottenham? Which we just touched on. No, but in terms of, like, you know, where we finished last season as well.
Yeah.
They're obviously in the Champions League, you know.
He knows.
Some players, they could have, you know, heads could have been turned by Champions League.
All the money. And, you know, I'm glad that we got him through the door because it seems like now with the recruitment,
we're getting players that not only want to play for United, that actually care about the club as well, you know, in a sense of they want to be the one to bring them back to the top. And I know there's been players in the past where, you got your likes of like Di Maria and players like that we've signed and that have not quite hit the pinnacle that we wanted from them. But everything so far that I've seen from Mbeumo is been positive.
I think, you know what, it's a combination of recruitment and, you know, the reshuffle of the structure of the club. Now we've got, you know, key people in key areas recruiting the players that want to be here rather than, okay, Woodward banker who has no idea about...
Banker? Oh, did we see you there?
Look, I don't want to get sued here, you know what I mean? So yeah, we've got proper football people in positions now who hiring people that want to come to the club to play football for one of the biggest teams in the world. Was this a result of that? Look, he's been a United fan and he wants to come in and play at the highest level. Yeah. You know, we're going to get there.
I think that's the one thing, you know, we've always going to have that pull because, you know, as many we are in, at this moment in time, a really bad run of years of form. But that just means that when we do get back to the heights, the players that are there that are responsible for it, your name now goes up in lights. Your name goes into the history of the club. And I think for players like Cunha and Mbeumo, you can see it. They take on that pressure. Like it looks like they relish that opportunity to just be in front of the lights. The whole world's watching. Even if we're not in Champions League, the whole world is still watching.
Many times you've seen it, like, you know, players, they kind of crumble under that pressure.
Absolutely.
They're not able to hold that burden on their shoulders. And, you know, some, like you said, some players relish it. And, you know, maybe that becomes with Cunha being Brazilian, you know, having that flair and that fight inside
Confidence.
of him. You know, do you know what I mean? And it's nice to see for once that it's not just, okay, United paid me the most money and come in to sign and that's it. Okay, we're good now. I'll play well for a couple of games and then after that, you know, form's going to drop off a cliff. The signings that we made have all been positive under Ineos, and that's one thing you've got to give them credit for. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I think the signings have been fantastic. I'd give him a 10 out of 10 if we managed to sign Baleba, but that never materialised. Hopefully in January, if it's not him, it'd be somebody else, but we do need that number 6, and I think that's leading on to something else, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
I think we're starting to see a team that I do think is reflective of Amorim's image system. And I mean, listen, we're not exactly at the greatest of starts to the Premier League, but the one thing I can say is I am seeing patterns of play. I am seeing patterns of chemistry, things that are happening. I know there's a lot of talk about the XG. We still need to put the ball in the back of the net, but it's all leading to something, and you just kind of feel like maybe that Chelsea result could be the click of just getting things moving a little bit.
Statistically, we've had the toughest start in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, people are going to say, oh, Man United, you're Man United. But we haven't been Man United for about 17 years. do you know what I mean? Yeah. And we've statistically had the toughest start. Chelsea, Arsenal, City, Liverpool in a couple of weeks. If we can get a couple of wins under our belt before that game comes, I'll be happy to go to Anfield and, you know, try and win that game.
These games, these Brentfords, these Sunderland games, like these are the games we need to win. Like,
but yeah, moving on. 2 wins in a row. You think we can do it?
Yeah, I think we can go to Brentford. I think we can get a result. If we play like we played against Chelsea, and we start with the intensity that we've shown we can start with, like how we started with Arsenal, and like how Cunha's back, like how Mount's back.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, hopefully it's not raining this time. But yeah, hopefully we can go and put on a show and, you know, show these fans that, you know, we care about the badge and we're here and we're going to conquer.
Okay. I don't know about conquering, but we're a little way away yet.
I think Brentford typically always give us a good game, and I mean they have still got some bodies up there, and I mean the worst thing you want to hear is that their coach is a former set piece coach, because you know how terrible we are at set pieces. So we're gonna still have some moments where we're reading and panicking, but overall, listen, you look at this quality of our squad, you look at the quality of their squad, you look at the way in which we're playing, we can't accept anything less than a result.
Okay. So we're gonna get into predicted 11s now.
Oh.
I'll start with yours, Peter.
Okay. So, I've laid out the team a little bit, kind of a bit of both. I think Amorim will lay it out, but then with one kind of inception with me. But I've started with Bayindir in goal. I think that's just simply with the case of, I think we've seen now long enough that Amorim doesn't like to throw new signings straight into the team. He wants to give them a bedding in process. I don't think we'll see Lamens start until probably after the international break. So I thought they're going to stick with Bayindir in goal. It's still shaky for me. I still think Lamens should start, but this is Amorim and his stubbornness. I think Yoro, De Ligt, and who did I put left back? Luke Shaw. Yeah, I think the same. I think Maguire had a great game. I think there is a shout for Maguire to start with the set piece threat, but I think Lenny Yoro provides a little bit more legs. And with a game where you would expect to probably have a little bit more possession and probably want to be breaking the opposition down more, having Luke Shaw and Yoro's mobility going into midfield, I think it's probably going to be a little bit better, and also the legs to be able to track back. He's obviously going to play Agate. He's going to play Agate. I mean, ideally, I'd love him to get Mainu into the team. I think come on, you got to give him a chance. Either give him a chance or let him go, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We can't have a talent like that sitting on the bench and coming on the 18th minute of the game to see it out. Give him a chance, even if he wants to play that deep line role. Him and Fernandez, just let him play. Let him get the ball. We need ball players. We cannot break down a low block. Let's get another ball player and a playmaker in to do it.
Okay.
And I think the rest of the team is pretty similar to the Chelsea game with Dorgu, except for Mazraoui. I'm going to have Ahmad, just more of an attacking threat, giving a different option. Also, he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He hasn't had the best of starts. I think it's going to be a game where he can really get things going, get on the ball a lot more, and not have as much of a defensive responsibility. And then, the front three, I think we're going to go with Sesko, Cunha and Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo has been quality.
Do you think he throws Cunha in straight away?
I think so. I think, if you think about it, he said that Cunha said he was ready to play at the Man City game.
True.
They've now left him on the bench against Chelsea. I think he's going to be ready to step up, and I think he needs to be back in that team, because ultimately players like Cunha, players like Mbeumo, they need a run of games, especially they're flair players, they're confidence players. You want to get them in the team on the ball, making things happen. And also I think Sesko up top, purely because he put in a good shift against Chelsea. He was unlucky to be taken off, and I do think that with the way he's running and the way he's moving, the way in which we're starting to put balls in the box, that first goal is coming for him. And I think he just needs that one goal to get himself settled. So I think, it's an attacking team.
Could be a nice little team to do it against as well.
Exactly.
They're not in the best of form themselves.
They're gonna have They will create chances for him. They're just gonna get that one just to get him going.
Okay, Jay.
You know what? I don't know why he hasn't played him yet. Amorim says that he's not ready, but I think maybe that's just a communication thing with a back line, getting him embedded. But I fancy Le Mans in this one, sticking him in.
Could be a game, like we said.
It's not a high pressure game, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Off the back of Chelsea, get him in the game, get him blooded, you know what I mean? He can do a job. I've gone with Euro as right centre back. Quality again. I mean, he was at fault for that goal against Chelsea, but besides from that, he's been flawless. Delit centre back. The man's just a revelation.
Yeah.
I don't think his name gets bigged up enough for the shifts he puts in.
Yeah.
I think he's so good, you don't even notice him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've gone with Shaw again at left back. It's Luke Shaw. He's done a job since he come back. I think he falls asleep at times during set pieces and corners and stuff, but for attacking link up play, driving the ball forward sometimes, he's quality.
Yeah.
I've gone with, this might shock a few people, but I've gone with
just a little bit. I was waiting till you get to this bit.
I've gone with Mazraoui as a deep line number 6, because I think he's our utility player. You can play him anywhere and he'll do a job, and he's flawless when he's playing. He's got tight control, he can pick a pass, he's got an eye for detail, and I think he's his quality. He's one of our best signings, to be fair, and one of our cheapest signings. Matt's at number 8, box to box, I think. And I think his quality.
If he stays fit.
That's the only problem. You know what I mean? But I think he's really good, and I think we'll only see better things from Matt throughout the season, I think, if he stays fit. And I've gone with Bruno as a left attacking midfield. What can I say about Bruno if I hadn't said it in the last episode? He's our man, our Superman, our star boy. Without him, we'd be relegated, put it that way. I've gone with Ahmed as a right wing back. His creativity, his flair. He must irritate defenders. They must see him and think, "My God, I don't want to touch him." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With his trickery and stuff, but Ahmad's a one to watch. I've gone with Dorgu as left wing back. Again, he's a threat going forward. And he's got legs on him to get up and down that pitch. And I've gone with Mbeumo as a right forward, making those diagonal runs. Again, causing defenders nothing but problems. And he's the reason why we got that goalkeeper sent off in that Chelsea game. He's a threat constantly throughout the game. Quality signing this season. And I've gone with Cunha as a centre forward. I think coming back from injury, I think he's got a point to prove. I think we're yet to see the best of him, but I'm seeing signs that he is a threat.
There's been glimpses,
He's playing the false 9 then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he will work in that, bro.
Okay.
There's one thing I wanted to add. I was just in Porto on the weekend and I bumped into a Belgian there who's from Antwerp. And just for anyone that hasn't seen him, that probably wants to get excited, he said that Lamens is going to be amazing. He goes, I don't know why he's not starting for you already. He goes, I've watched him in Belgian football, I follow it, I go to the games. He goes, this guy is special.
Okay.
He's going to be like Courtois.
I'll hold you to
He's
that.
the one.
Yeah, and I was like, listen, if he can get anywhere near as good as Courtois, he's going to be better than like most of the keepers we've done the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to keep you excited, he was on that bandwagon and he said, this guy is going to be special.
Okay. Let's see who starts. For my team, I've gone with Bryan Mbeumo in goal just because I agree with what you were saying. I do think that it's a little bit early, probably throw him in after the international break, the next one. A little bit more time for him to bed in. Obviously, he hasn't had a pre-season with us as well, so won't totally know how Amorim wants him to play. And then I've gone right-sided centre-back in De Ligt, Harry Maguire centre-back, Luke Shaw left-sided centre-back. Big players in there. I think we're going to need the height against Brentford. Set pieces are a kind of frailty in this team.
Absolutely.
Got Kobe Mainoo in midfield, and Agate pairing with him.
Oof.
We've seen it in pre-season a couple of times that's a pairing that he would go with if he's going to do that. If he's going to start Kobe Mainoo, I think, like you said, with Casemiro being red carded, this could be a perfect opportunity for him to come in. Again, not against the best opposition, so hopefully he can play himself into the team.
Yep.
Mazraoui have done a right wing back. Again, like you've touched on, best player defensively, in my opinion. The way he's been playing since he's come back, hasn't really put a foot wrong. Makes tackles when he needs to, drops back when he needs to, goes forward when he needs to. Dorgu, again, has been decent for us this season. Could work on his end product a little bit in terms of his crosses. But I think that will come with time when he starts to figure out where players are going to be in the box. Then he'll be able to kind of put it on a plate for him a bit more often. I've gone with Bruno and Mbeumo in the 10 roles, just because I thought when we played against Chelsea and they went down to 10 men, Bruno was obviously freer and he was able to go into that 10 role a little bit more. And I think hopefully it's opened Amorim's eyes that playing Bruno in that 2 just is kind of hindering him in a little bit. And if he can service our forwards, why not? I've gone with Sesko up top, keep playing him until he scores. And then obviously, if he's not scoring 10, 15 games into the season, then make a change. But that's my lineup. Let us know what you guys think. Whose team do you think is the best? There's a lot of variation in there, but I think if we kind of put them together, they're not too far off. I would like to see Kobe Mainoo start. Don't know about you guys. Let us know in the comments down below. We'll get into the opposition now because we've touched on United quite a lot now. I want to talk about Brentford. As you can see on screen right now, they like to line up in a 5-3-2. So, like I said, I touched on it at the start of the episode. They've got a set piece coach as their manager, so they're going to be defending deep. That middle 3 in midfield, which has got one of Liverpool's ex-players in there, I'm sure he'll want to be trying to get in the score sheet in Jordan Henderson. They kind of shield that back 5, drop in and cover it, and then you got the 2 front players who will also drop in. You're making it really compact and hard to break down. And being a set piece coach and then that being your manager, that's kind of what you're going to go with. Build the foundation first and then you can build out from that. But yeah, they like to line up in a 5-3-2 when they come out as a team, and then after that they kind of go to not too dissimilar from us when we're in attack, with the three at the back, 4 in the midfield, and then the 2-1 in Mbeumo, Cunha and Sesko up top. So yeah, I think Amorim, he knows that system like the back of his hand, and hopefully he can find some chinks. And I think the key battle for us is going to be trying to find those transitions and hitting them on a counter-attack, because defensively, if we're trying to break them down, as we've seen against teams like Arsenal this season, it's hard for us to break them down. But yeah, that's how they like to line up. How do you think we can get at them?
Yeah, and I think one of the things to always be wary of is even listen, Thomas Frank has left, but there's still a lot of players that are Thomas Frank players, and the way in which he played, they were incredibly well disciplined, well driven at the back, but the ability to then drive forward and hit on the break with your players like Mbeumo and Wissa, it caused problems, and it caused United problems for a number of years. So that is always going to be something that we worry about. I think even as fans, we know that on the transition, if they skip our opening press, automatically almost feels like bodies running towards our back line. So we're definitely going to have a number of occasions like that in the game. But I do think, listen, we were well driven against Chelsea. We were well structured. And I think De Ligt at the back, he kept that line so organised. You look at things like the clearance in the box, just knowing where to be.
Yeah.
Our biggest issue, and it has been our biggest issue, is our midfielders tracking back into the box. I'm pretty sure if we did it, other than set piece goals, I think the majority of our goals have all been because our midfielders have lost our man,
cover, yeah.
late run into the box, and maybe a defensive clear out comes to the edge of the box or into the box and tap in for their midfield player. That will be, I think, where they'll create their chances. We need to make sure that we're structured and disciplined enough to know that, listen, we can go forward, we can fly forward all we want, but transitionally, you cannot lose your head, you cannot lose your defensive structure, and make sure that you stick with your man.
Okay, we'll get into the predictions now, guys. How are you feeling for this game?
I mean,
Confident?
I'm confident. I think that going into all the games, I've been confident. Some of them have gone back to bite me in the arse a little bit, but I mean,
which one was that? I don't know.
Bruce, the starting 3 games of the season.
Yeah.
But no, I think. Listen, I think we will get the win. I think, as I said, I think it's just beginning to click. I think we're going to see that switch and that turn of play. And I'm going to go with a 3-1. I'd say
3-1 win.
I think Sesko gets his first goal.
You know, they've in the last 5 games, they've lost 3. They've drawn 1, they've won 1. So, yeah, we're playing them at probably the best time to play them. But, you know, how many times have we said it in the past? You know, this is a good time to play a team.
That's like we get a good result and you think, oh, it's just starting to turn around. United fan, it's the hope that kills us, man. And the next game comes around, same old flat performance. And we need the players to be up for it. But I think with some of the players returning from injury, a little bit of a chip on some players' shoulders, I think we're going to get it done.
Okay. Jay, how about you?
I'm going to say 2-1 United.
2-1.
Yeah.
Who to score?
Cunha and Mbeumo.
Okay. Nice. Mbeumo goal on his return, yeah?
Yeah.
Here's a prediction. Who do you think will be the top goal scorer in the season for United?
Bruno.
Yeah, I think Bruno too. Let's go. But I do think...
I hope it's somebody else.
But I do just want... And Mbeumo's just has that a bit of a knack. I'm starting to see of just being in the right place.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit
I
of a
hope
knack.
it's somebody else.
I think
100%.
that he's almost, and I don't want to compare it too much, but he's almost got a touch of Salah in the sense of sometimes he can disappear in the game a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's just there and he can make something happen. And listen, if he gets anywhere to that quality, then we've signed an absolute player. But I think he's got that potential where he could be,
ceiling's
he could
very high.
Bruno.
Very
and
high.
he could take some of that physical demand off Bruno as well.
Pressure.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 win.
Oh.
Just because I think Brentford, again, losing their manager, he's such a pivotal figure in that team.
Yeah.
I just think, he's going to be a big miss. And, you know, we know how Thomas Frank likes to set up against us. Not so much this new set-piece coach manager. And I hope we can get the win. Let's get the goals flowing. Let's get the away win. Let's kick that 2 wins in a row to bed. And
let's get that guy's haircut.
Yes, let's get that guy's haircut. But yeah, that was a Manchester United preview for the Brentford game. See you later.